Vintage speakers used to mean one thing: nostalgia over performance. You bought the walnut cabinet and the brass knobs, and you accepted worse sound as the price of style. That trade-off doesn't exist anymore, and most buyers still don't know it. Modern vintage-style systems now pack Class D amplification, 24-bit DACs, and driver technology that outperforms speakers twice their size, all hidden inside cabinets designed to look like they belong in 1978. The real story in 2026 isn't nostalgia, it's engineering wearing a disguise. Some of these systems even outperform dedicated component setups, costing far more, and the differences between them come down to details most people never think to check. Phono stages, streaming protocols, amplifier class. In this video, I'm breaking down the 7 best vintage-style audio systems of 2026, highlighting key features, real-world performance, and exactly what makes each one worth your money. Links are in the description, products are in the pinned comment. Let's get into it. Number 7. Yamaha RN800A. The RN800A continues Yamaha's decades-long silver faceplate receiver design language, instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with the brand's classic 1970s and 1980s stereo receivers, while housing a fully modern Class AB amplifier section rated at 100 watts per channel with Yamaha's proprietary PART circuit board layout designed to shorten signal paths and reduce distortion. A built-in moving magnet phono stage supports turntable input directly, and the onboard Saber DAC handles digital sources with a level of resolution well above what most integrated receivers in this styling category offer, processing input over optical, coaxial, and USB alongside analog RCA. Where the RN800A separates itself from other retro-styled receivers is Musicast multi-room streaming, AirPlay 2, Chromecast built-in, Bluetooth, and full network streaming support for services accessed directly through the receiver without a separate streaming puck, effectively merging vintage receiver styling with a 2026-level smart home streaming platform. The chassis uses a rigid steel frame with a copper-plated bottom plate specifically for electromagnetic shielding, a build detail carried over from Yamaha's higher-end separates line rather than simplified for a lifestyle product. Like the Cambridge audio unit above, this is an amplifier requiring external passive speakers, making it best suited for a dedicated listening room or living room where the owner is assembling a full component system rather than buying a single box. It performs exceptionally with classical, jazz, and orchestral material where the SDAC's resolution is most audible. Against receivers with retro looks but basic feature sets, the RN800A wins decisively on network streaming depth and DAC quality, and in 2026, it stands as the most complete, vintage-style receiver on the market for anyone building a real system around it. Number 6. Cambridge Audio AXR100. The XR100 is a full stereo receiver rather than a self-contained speaker, built around a Class AB amplifier topology rated at 100 watts per channel into 8 ohms, chosen deliberately over Class D because Cambridge Audio positions this unit for listeners who want the smoother harmonic character associated with analog amplification driving external passive speakers. The chassis uses a toroidal transformer rather than a switch-mode power supply, a detail that reduces electrical noise floor and is a genuine engineering distinction from the Class D AMP boards found in most lifestyle systems on this list. A built-in moving magnet phono stage handles turntable input directly, while a 24-bit 192 kHz onboard DAC processes digital sources over optical, coaxial, and USB, and Bluetooth aptX HD covers wireless streaming from a phone or laptop. The front panel uses illuminated analog-style view-adjacent metering and a large volume dial machined from aluminum, styling deliberately borrowed from 1972 Japanese receivers, but paired with modern protection circuitry and thermal management that those original units never had. Because this is an amplifier rather than a complete speaker system, it requires the buyer to already own or separately purchase passive bookshelf or floor-standing speakers, making it the most flexible but least plug-and-play option on this list. It is built for a dedicated listening room where the owner wants to build a genuine component stereo system rather than a single-box solution, and it suits any genre equally well given its neutral tonal balance. Against integrated all-in-one lifestyle speakers, the AXR100 wins on true separates-based sound quality and long-term upgradability, and in 2026 it is the clearest option for anyone graduating from an all-in-one system into real component hi-fi. Number 5. Fluence AI81. The AI81 is a passive-active bookshelf pair built around a 5.25-inch glass fiber woofer and a 1-inch silk dome tweeter, materials chosen specifically for low coloration and low resonance, rather than the paper cones common in true vintage speakers. Mounted in a solid MDF cabinet finished in real walnut veneer rather than vinyl wrap, which is a meaningful build quality distinction at this price point. The powered left channel houses a Class D amplifier delivering 90 watts per channel alongside a built-in 24-bit 192 kHz DAC, and critically includes a phono preamp with switchable input, meaning a turntable can be connected directly without any additional hardware. Connectivity covers optical, coaxial, RCA, and a dedicated subwoofer output for anyone wanting to extend bass response further than the sealed box cabinet naturally allows, while aptX HD Bluetooth handles wireless streaming with near lossless quality. Fluence built this system specifically for listeners who want genuine two-channel stereo separation rather than a single all-in-one cabinet, which produces a wider and more accurate soundstage than any single box speaker on this list can achieve regardless of driver quality. This is a system for a dedicated listening room or living room where the speakers can be placed several feet apart, and it excels with acoustic, classical, and jazz material that rewards accurate stereo imaging over raw volume. Against single cabinet vintage-styled speakers, the AI81 wins decisively on soundstage and turntable compatibility, and in 2026 it remains the best value entry point into genuine two-channel vintage aesthetic hi-fi. Number 4. JBL Authentics 300. The Authentics 300 wraps JBL's Harman-tuned driver array in a woven fabric grille and analog-style volume and bass styles, but the internals reflect JBL's studio monitor pedigree far more than its retro aesthetic suggests. Two 20mm tweeters flank a racetrack-shaped woofer array powered by a Class D amplifier rated near 180 watts total system output, controlled by a 24-bit onboard DAC handling all digital sources. Cabinet construction uses a rigid composite shell rather than MDF, which allows JBL to keep the footprint compact while still achieving bass extension that most vintage-styled wooden cabinets this size cannot reach without a separate subwoofer. Connectivity spans Google Chromecast, Apple AirPlay 2, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi streaming through the JBL app, and a rear 3.5mm auxiliary input, making it one of the most platform-agnostic systems on this list for households running mixed Android and Apple ecosystem EMS. There is no phono input, so vinyl listeners need an external preamp. But the trade-off is a system tuned for streaming-first households who still want the tactile dial-driven interface of a vintage receiver. This is built for a medium living room or kitchen, where multi-source flexibility across roommates or family members matters more than a single dedicated turntable setup, and it handles pop, hip-hop, and electronic material with a low-end weight that outperforms its physical size. Against boxier retro speakers with single-source Bluetooth only, the Authentics 300 wins on multi-platform streaming and bass extension, and in 2026, it stands as the strongest choice for anyone who wants vintage styling wrapped around genuinely current smart speaker technology. Number 3. Victrola Stream Onyx. The Stream Onyx takes Victrola's suitcase turntable heritage and rebuilds it as a serious all-in-one system, pairing a belt-driven turntable with an Audio-Technica ATV-M95E cartridge, a genuine upgrade over the ceramic cartridges that plagued earlier Victrola products, and a detail that matters enormously for anyone taking vinyl playback seriously. The built-in speaker array uses dual 3-inch full-range drivers per channel powered by a Class D amplifier, housed in a walnut-finished MDF cabinet with internal bracing that reduces the rumble transfer common in turntable speaker combo units, where motor vibration used to bleed directly into the audio signal. Where this system separates itself from typical suitcase players is Sonos-certified wireless integration, meaning the turntable's analog signal is converted through an internal ADC and streamed to any Sonos speaker or system in the house over Wi-Fi, alongside Chromecast built-in and Bluetooth 5.0 for standard wireless playback from a phone. A built-in phono preamp means it can also feed a separate stereo receiver directly through its RCA outputs if the onboard speakers are not enough for the room. This system is built for someone starting a vinyl collection who wants multi-room capability without buying a separate streaming component, ideal for apartments and small to medium living rooms where flexibility matters more than raw output. Against dedicated all-in-one turntables without networked streaming, the Stream Onyx wins decisively on connectivity and cartridge quality, and in 2026 it is the clearest evidence that suitcase-style turntables have shed their reputation for damaging records and thin sound. Number 2. Marshall Stanmore 3. The Stanmore 3 carries over Marshall's guitar amp identity down to the brass detailing, control knobs, and vinyl-textured cabinet. But underneath that classic shell sits a genuinely modern driver array, a 15-watt tweeter pair flanking a central 30-watt woofer, all handled by a Class D amplifier module rated at 80 watts total system output. The cabinet is a rear-ported MDF enclosure with internal foam damping designed to tame cabinet resonance at the higher volumes this speaker is built to handle, since the entire product concept is rooted in rock and guitar-driven music played loud. Bluetooth 5.2 with aptX adaptive handles wireless streaming, while a 3.5mm aux input and a USB-C port cover wired sources, and Marshall's companion app allows EQ adjustment directly from a phone, which is a meaningful upgrade over the physical-only tone controls of earlier Stanmore generations. There is no built-in phono stage here, which separates it from the Klipsch above and signals that this system is designed as a standalone streaming speaker rather than a turntable companion. It suits a bedroom, dorm, or small living space where a single all-in-one speaker needs to fill the room with energy rather than audiophile neutrality, and it performs best with rock, alternative, and electronic tracks that reward its slightly forward mid-range. Compared to sterile-sounding, smart speakers with similar footprints, the Stanmore 3 wins purely on character and identity. It does not try to be neutral, and that is exactly the point. In 2026, it remains the go-to vintage-style pick for anyone who wants a speaker that looks and sounds like a rock stage rather than a living room appliance. Number 1. Klipsch the Sixes. Klipsch built the Sixes around its proprietary horn-loaded tweeter, a design lineage that traces back to the company's earliest cinema and studio monitors, paired here with a 6.5-inch spun copper IMG woofer that resists cone breakup at high excursion far better than the paper or polypropylene cones used in most lifestyle speakers this size. The cabinet is MDF with internal bracing tuned specifically to control the resonance that walnut veneer enclosures are prone to, and the front baffle uses a rear-firing bass port that extends low-end output without the boom that plagues sealed box vintage replicas. Inside the powered left channel sits a Class D amplifier delivering 100 watts continuous per channel, controlled by a built-in 24-bit DAC that accepts digital input over optical and USB, alongside analog RCA, and a dedicated phono input with a built-in preamp, making this one of the only systems on this list that a turntable can be plugged directly into without an external phono stage.
Bluetooth aptX HD rounds out the wireless side for lossless streaming from a phone or laptop. This is a bookshelf-to-desktop system built for a bedroom, office, or small living room up to roughly 250 square feet, and it handles rock, jazz, and vocal-forward material with a forwardness that horn tweeter Klipsch fans specifically seek out. Against sleeker modern powered bookshelf speakers with flat diaphragm tweeters, the Sixes wins on dynamic punch and horn-driven mid-range presence, and in 2026 it remains the reference point for anyone who wants a turntable-first vintage setup without buying a separate amplifier.
So, that wraps up our list of the best vintage-style audio systems. If this video was useful to you, kindly click the thumbs up button. Which one will you pick? Describe your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an updates. Everyone who had come this far, I'm hoping to see you in the next video.